Hello, this is Henry Harris, and welcome to the Weekly Spark. I want to speak this week about childbirth, and specifically as a metaphor for facing tests. This week's portion introduces Noah by saying he was a righteous man, and then immediately it lists the names of his children, which prompts Rashi to point out Iker Toldaseyim Shel Tzadikim, the primary offspring, the primary children of righteous people, Masim Tovim, are their good acts, they're their good actions in this world, which is to say that the same way that a child is brought into this world through a process called birth, so too a person overcomes a test and brings goodness into this world through a process akin to birth. Now, how does that work? My wife shared with me a beautiful insight that a woman told her just before our first child was born. She said to her, when the contractions come, it's going to feel like something unlike anything you've ever felt before. It's going to be an overwhelming experience of pain, and you're going to have two natural inclinations in the face of the pain: fight and flight. Fight is to say you're going to want to resist the pain. You're going to want to do something. You're going to want to intervene in this process to somehow lessen the pain. And the woman said to her, don't do that. The forces of this contraction are so strong, they're so powerful, that when you engage them, when you resist them, you're engaging them in a way that you're actually exposing your body more to the effects of the contraction. You're risking injury. Don't fight them. They're going to pass. They're not forever. They're going to go away. And second, flight, she said, at a certain point, the fear of the pain is so great that you're going to dread it. You're going to want to run from it. You're going to want to just escape. And her comment to her was, don't run. You want to breathe into the space of that contraction, which means you want to acknowledge that there's something precious, there's something so beautiful about what is unfolding right now. It's painful, but it's precious. And by your understanding of there being something divine that is unfolding, you can anchor yourself in something so powerful, so great, that it allows you to stay in a peaceful state even in the face of the pain. Now, what does this have to do with tests? Well, the truth is that we're all experiencing tests. We're all experiencing anything from bad habits to full-on being out of control in certain areas of our life. And yet, at the same time that we're doing that, it's not to say that we're not experiencing contractions, meaning there are times where we're more easygoing and more in control, and then there are times where we're overwhelmed, where we experience what I would say is overwhelming pain, or in the face of temptation, overwhelming pain in the face of anger. That's a moment of contraction. Those are our tests, those contractions. Now, if we look at fight and flight again, in that moment of our compromised state of mind, in our contraction, the power of being able to just fight the temptation is risky, because the very act of fighting, the very act of reacting and engaging that low state, it's risking drawing us further into contact with the temptation. We're risking injury. As Shlomo HaMelech says, King Solomon says, Gam ze yavor, everything is going to pass. Everything. Contractions pass, and your compromised state, your intense moments of temptation, they're going to pass. In regards to flight, fleeing, escaping, here too, we want to realize that birth as a metaphor for growth, that moment of temptation, that moment of intense pain, there's something holy in it. There's something way greater than ourselves that is bringing forth something new. It's a new life presence. And we, as being part of that process, we're vehicles for a new presence of a new divine life that's coming into this world. And that's the new life of the new me. And I'd like to wish everyone the customary greeting that is offered to pregnant women, B'sha Tova, in the right at a good moment and an auspicious time, may you merit to give birth to a new and greater self. Good Shabbos.